Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a massive question. Is AI really coming for your job? You've seen the headlines, you've heard the hype. We're going to cut through all that noise and look at what the data actually says.
I mean, this is it, isn't it? This is the one question that's on everyone's mind in the modern workforce. For some people, it's a huge source of anxiety. For others, it looks like a massive opportunity. So what's the real story here? For years, the story we've been told is pretty simple, and honestly, pretty scary. The robots are coming, they're going to take our jobs, and human workers are going to become obsolete. It's a narrative that creates a lot of fear about what's next. But what if that's not the whole picture? We've been digging into these major new reports from giants like PwC and McKinsey, and you know what? The numbers are telling a completely different story. It's not about fear and replacement. It's actually a story about growth and huge opportunities.
Okay, so first things first, let's bust the biggest myth right out of the gate. This idea that AI is mainly a job killer, it just doesn't line up with what's really happening in the economy.
So get this number comes from PwC's big global AI jobs barometer, and it's pretty fascinating. The industries that are the most exposed to AI aren't shrinking at all. In fact, they're seeing their revenue per employee grow 3 times faster than other industries. So more AI is clearly leading to more value.
And check this out. Look at how valuable new skills are becoming. That same report found that if you have AI skills, you're earning, on average, a 56% wage premium. This isn't about devaluing human work, it's about cranking up the value of new human skills.
So, if AI isn't just taking jobs, what is it doing? Well, it's changing them. It's creating this incredibly powerful new partnership between people and technology.
The key here is to really get this concept of AI-exposed jobs, and you can think about it in 2 main ways. First, some roles get augmented. That's where AI acts like your co-pilot, just making you way better at what you do. In other roles, you see more automation, where AI handles the routine stuff, freeing you up for the more complex, creative, and, frankly, more interesting work.
And the data backs this up, 100%. You can see it right here. The more an industry is exposed to AI, the more productive it becomes. This isn't about replacing people. It's about making them more effective, more powerful. Let's make this real. Meet Amina and John, 2 examples from the PwC report. Amina's job gets augmented. AI becomes her super smart research assistant, handling the data crunching so she can focus on high-level strategy and talking to clients. Then you have John. His role sees automation. The AI takes care of all the simple, repetitive customer questions, which lets him become the go-to expert for the really tough, tricky problems. In both cases, their value goes way up. So how does a big transformation like this actually happen? Well, it's not by accident, that's for sure. It really requires organizations to fundamentally rethink how they operate, and most importantly, how they develop their people. According to McKinsey, the old model is just broken. The idea that you stop working to go off somewhere and get trained, that's becoming a thing of the past. Tomorrow, your daily work is the engine for your development. Siloed HR departments are going to have to become integrated people functions, and planning will shift from just reacting to yesterday's problems to being driven by real foresight. So how do you actually build this? Well, McKinsey's research points to a really clear path. First, you have to break down those internal silos. Second, you've got to use data to understand what's actually working. And finally, you have to make decisions based on where the world is going, not just where it's been. It's all about creating this dynamic environment where people can just constantly grow. This whole transformation puts a huge emphasis on our ability to adapt, right? This new partnership between humans and AI, it requires a serious commitment to learning, not just once, but for your entire career. Okay. Consider this for a second. The skills in those AI-exposed jobs we were talking about, they are now changing 66% faster than in other roles. And just last year, that number was only 25%. The pace of change is accelerating like crazy. And as this quote from McKinsey makes so clear, the whole era of training for a job once and then you're done, it's over. Constant adaptation is the new baseline for a successful career. It's not a one-time thing, it's a continuous, everyday practice. With this level of rapid-fire change, just adapting isn't quite enough. We need to build resilience, not just to survive the disruption, but to actually thrive because of it. Here's a key insight from McKinsey that I think is so important. We have to stop treating resilience like it's some kind of personal burden, just be tougher. An exhausted, unsupported workforce can't build a strong company.
It's up to companies to create the culture and the systems that make well-being a real strategic priority.
I absolutely love this idea of bouncing forward. It's not about bouncing back to where you were before things got crazy. The real goal is to use disruption as a launchpad to get somewhere even better, to reinvent and improve. And that, of course, requires an open, learning mindset from every single person.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually mean for you, right now in your job? Let's break this down into a real playbook with actionable steps for everyone in an organization.
All right, for those of you in leadership roles, listen up. It all starts with the vision. You have to frame AI as a tool to make humans better. That means bringing together cross-functional teams to solve these challenges, completely realigning your hiring and promotions to reward curiosity and adaptability, and investing in developing adaptive leaders at every single level of the company.
If you're a manager, you are the translator. You're on the front lines. Your job is to take that big, company-wide strategy and make it real for your team. This means setting super clear priorities to prevent burnout, modeling sustainable work habits yourself, you have to walk the walk, and intentionally building teams with diverse skills to spark collaboration and learning.
And for every single one of us, as individuals, you're not a passenger on this journey. You have to take ownership. That means getting your hands dirty with AI tools every single day. Ask for your own performance and development data to guide your growth, and actively look for mentors from different generations and be a mentor to others. And finally, you have to intentionally design your own practices for resilience to keep your energy and focus sharp.
At the end of the day, this is the biggest takeaway from all the data. The future of work isn't some predetermined fate that's just going to happen to us. It's an opportunity. It's something we can actively create. This technology is just a tool, and its real impact will be decided by the choices we make, the systems we design, and the skills we choose to build. So, the only question left is, are you ready to get building?